I asked 10,000 people to make an Arknights module tier list. Here are the results. But before we take a closer look, let's first discuss the methodology to the madness. What's up everyone, my name is BooStreams and welcome to an Arknights module tier list. In a survey, I asked participants to rank every global module on a scale of 1 to 10. Then, I compiled the tier list based on the averages of their responses with operators in no particular order. The list is divided into 5 tiers, 0 to 2 being useless, 2 to 4 kinda bad, 4 to 6 they're mid, 6 to 8 quite good, and 8 to 10 must have. Thank you to everyone who responded. I'm planning on uploading module showcases of various operators, starting with Bagpipe. So if you want to see module showcases, can we hit 300 likes on this video? And don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment with your favorite modules. We'll start with a disclaimer. This video is in no way a scientific study, valid statistical analysis, or objective ranking of modules. It is a tier list that I compiled for fun with the help of the survey respondents, so please take all results with a massive grain of salt. What better place to start analyzing than the best modules according to this list? The highest rated module was Specter the Unchained's vinyl record box with a 9.6 out of 10. This wasn't all that surprising to me considering this module is extremely busted. At level 3 it gives her incredible buffs to her second talent, increasing its 40% arts damage per second to 80%, and increasing its movement speed reduction from 40% to 60%. It gives her back 15 SP when her substitute is retreated. But what's really interesting is that even Specter's second module made it into the top tier. Her second module gives some great buffs to Abyssal Hunters, and with the introduction of this module as well as Gladius module, the Abyssal Hunters have become incredibly broken. Speaking of Abyssal Hunters, let's talk about Gladius module. With a score of 9.16 out of 10, Gladius module, Consul's Hand Mirror, comes in as the second best module in the game. This module buffs her second talent, which gives all Abyssal Hunters HP recovery and 30% physical and arts damage resistance, a key building block of the Abyssal Hunter's meta. Its equip trait makes enemies that she pulls take arts damage proportional to the distance traveled, which is great because she normally deals physical damage. In addition, the main damage dealers in the Abyssal Hunter squad deal physical damage as well, so this addition of arts damage is really helpful against enemies with physical shields like those in the Ideal City event. In third place comes Ling's module with a 9 out of 10. I actually went over Ling's module in my previous module guide, so if you want to see some info of why this module is so good, I recommend going and watching that video. While the aforementioned modules came as no surprise, there were 2 that completely flew under my radar. The first of which being Guard Chen's module, Rhodes Island Standard Combat Sword. Chen's module is a must, due to its SP recovery and 10% damage boost for all of her skills, in addition to restoring skill points to all deployed allies every 3 seconds. At level 3, she also recovers 1 SP for herself. This SP recovery fixes the main SP problem of module-less Chen. The next module that flew under my radar was Ethan's Spray Paint Suit. Ethan is a 4-star operator, which means he only has 1 talent, but this module gives him an incredible second talent, which is slowing the movement speed of enemies within his attack range by 20%. In addition, it increases his chance to bind enemies from 25% to 28%, and increases bondage time from 3 seconds to 3.5 seconds at level 3. I know a 3% increase doesn't seem like much, but a second skill triples this chance, so the chance of bondage in S2 increases from 75% to 84%, or almost guaranteed. The rest of the modules in this must-have tier include Passenger's Electromagnetic Regulator, Mostoma's Home of Black Lock and White Key, Eunectes' Zoomama's Toolbox, Scatty's Moist Sword Bag, and Bagpipe's Piledriver Spear Magazine. I'm not going to read out all the quite good modules because there are a lot, but let's zoom in on a few that blew my mind. I thought that Phantom's module would be in the must-have tier list based on my previous module analysis video, but it barely fell short with a score of 7.71. Also, I previously said that Project Red's module was useless, but I was proven wrong as it received a score of 6.05 out of 10. But there's one module here that stood out from the rest, and was so close to being in the must-have tier. And that is Lee's module, Wandering, with a score of 7.95 out of 10, just 0.05 short from the must-have tier. Lee is similar to Jay where he consumes 3 DP per second. His module reduces this to 2 DP per second, which is quite nice. In addition, if Lee is hit by a stun or frozen effect, he blocks the effect and consumes 5 DP instead of 2, stunning the attacker for 3 seconds. His level 3 module reduces 5 DP to 4 DP and increases the stun for 4 seconds. This is really great in boosting the positive aspects of his kit and mitigating the negative aspects of his kit, but it's not absolutely cracked and thus falls into the quite good tier. I was a bit surprised to see Poziomka's Typewriter Ribbon module not in the must-have tier. She is undoubtedly one of the best operators in the game, but I guess a consensus is that she herself is broken, and while her module is quite good, the main reason for her brokenness is her innate kit. But I'm not going to drone on about how good Pussy is in this video. If you want to see more info about her, check out my latest Pozyomka vs Schwartz DPS showdown. The last module I want to talk about might be a bit controversial since I've seen it in top tiers and other lists, Irene's Liber Sacer. The thing about this module is that at the end of the day, 70 defense ignore is not very significant, especially against high defense enemies like Patriot with 2100 defense and high risk CC enemies with even higher defense. Other than that, it's a small stat increase and at the end of the day doesn't add anything game breaking to Irene's kit. That's why it's pretty good but not a must have. Next up is their mid tier. I don't think there are any particular outliers or surprising finds here. I guess the one I'm most curious about is Blemenshine's module, as it provides a similar SP recovery to Chen's module, which is in the must-have tier. If anyone knows, leave a comment down below. The best module in the mid tier was W's Mercenary bag with a score of 5.98 out of 10, dangerously close to joining the others in the quite good tier. Surprisingly, Double's module received 4 10 out of 10 votes, so I think it's worth taking a look at. This module gives her SP recovery, which is a common theme among highly ranked modules, and increases physical damage to stunned enemies. It also grants her 78 attack and 210 max HP. Honestly, this module seems pretty mid to me. Her S2 and S3 both stun enemies, but only for 2.2 seconds and 5 seconds repeatedly. It boosts only physical damage as well, and a trait we see among top tier modules like Gladias and Lings is that they mix things up with a different type of damage. The most mid module with a score of 5.02 was Lumen's Spyglass. Lumen's Spyglass gives himself status resistance, buffs the status resistance he provides to allies, and buffs his second talent heals. To be honest, this module seems pretty good to me, so if you know why it's mid and not in a higher tier, let me know in the comments down below. We have 2 tiers left, kinda bad and useless. To my surprise, no modules made it into the useless tier, but there are a few that fell into the second from bottom tier, kinda bad. The modules of Doberman, Ceylon, Kirura, Snowsant, Rope, and Reed fell into the kinda bad tier. I think this is a pretty fair rating for all of them. So here's the full tier list again. I went over some that I found interesting, but which placements do you find interesting? Let me know in the comments down below. Personally, I agree with most of these choices, especially those in the must-have tier. So if you want to know which modules to build, every module in the must-have tier has my endorsement. And the honorable mentions that you should definitely build in the quite good tier are Pozyomka and Schwartz's modules. Thank you for watching, and just a reminder, we're going for 300 likes for individual module showcases. Peace.